Now, as it relates to this seemingly never-ending conflict in the Middle East, first and foremost, there is no such thing as a Palestinian. Neither are there Israelis. There are Philistines and there are Israelites, according to the scriptures. And the Philistines were a dark race African people. And the Israelites were a dark race African looking people. But outside of that, no one in their sane mind necessarily likes to see young women and children die unnecessarily. But I'm afraid that wishing for anything other than the absolute destruction of Gaza would be going against the word of God, because Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 4 says, "For Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast, the nation of the Cherethites. The word of the Lord is against you, O Canaan, the land of the Philistines. I will even destroy thee, that there shall be no inhabitant." So the current inhabitants are Elamites. That's why it says the land of the Philistines. And it also says, O Canaan, right? The Canaanites are fighting the Elamites, but they're just considered those in the land of the Philistines, in the current land of the Philistines, because a lot of nationalities don't necessarily belong where they currently are. And that is just a fact, right? A lot of so-called African Americans are actually Native Americans. You know, some people who think that their ancestors were brought here on slave ships were actually Native Americans, and they were indigenous to the land. Lest we forget that when the Europeans came to America, they found indigenous people here, and they offered them all sorts of bribes and, you know, just different materials for some land in order to allow their population to basically dwell on the land. And eventually it became, you know, taken by force. They were called settlers as well. That's what they were called, were settlers. So we know how this land was, you know, the land of America was stolen and taken by force and by blood. And it's the exact same thing that's going on. Ultimately, Gaza shall be desolate. Gaza shall be destroyed. These are the very same cities that you're hearing: Gaza, Ashkelon, Ashdod, Ekron. Wishing for anything except for the absolute destruction of Gaza will be going against the word of God. And perhaps you should consider that.